It's my privilege and pleasure to welcome you all today for yet another edition of Global Spa Wellfest, but this time virtually. I am Ruma Gupta, Press Relations Manager for Visit Monaco at India office, and I will be navigating the session through the streets of Monaco with your eyes. Though the principality clocks in at just under 2 square kilometers, it's the hotbed for the wealthy and famous from all corners. Celebrities, supermodels, and actors flock to Monte Carlo's sunny shores for the Monaco Grand Prix, the Monaco Yacht Show, and for 700 other events that happen in Monaco around the year. Monaco, with 300 days of sunshine, ensures it remains a destination for the discerning traveler, while the Principality offers top-notch hospitality, unparalleled nightlife, best of the Michelin star dining, and shopping at the brands that you always vouch for. Monaco, in addition, promises sustainability and privacy at every step. We have with us today personalities who actually need no introduction, and they are all well-renowned. They have scaled greater heights and created new benchmarks in the respective fields. I welcome our first panelist, Rahul Mishra, the first Indian designer to showcase at the Paris Couture Week and the first Indian to win the International Woolmark Prize. In 2014, championed slow fashion with traditional Indian textiles. His design house works on the philosophy of the 3 E's: environment, employment, and empowerment, that aims to look at luxury from the lens of participation and not just consumption. Hi, Rahul. Thank you so much for taking out time and joining us today.
Thank you for the introduction, and it's
Our second panelist for the
great
day
to be
is Sophie Chaudhary, a British host, singer, and film actress. She studied in London School of Economics, graduated in European politics and French, and is also a gold medalist from the London Academy of Music and Dramatic Art. Recently, Sophie launched a tea brand called Fit Talks. A singer, an actress, and a fitness influencer, she's not only rightly represented as an urban Indian woman who was into fitness and was wellness, but also came with a great sense of entrepreneurship and attention to detail. Sophie would be joining us in some time. She's just right there trying to join us. Our third panelist for the day is Dr. Geetika Mittal, an award-winning cosmetologist who heads a team of dermatologists across various ISAC Lux centers in Delhi, Gurgaon, and Mumbai. Dr. Gupta believes in a holistic approach for managing skin, hair, and concerns which are often a combination of FDA-approved medical technologies, at-home care, and diet. She specializes in providing non-surgical skin and weight loss solutions. Hi, Geetika. Welcome to the session today.
Thank you. Thank you.
Our fourth and final panelist for the day is Ms. Parinita Sethi herself. She's one of the pioneers in the luxury and wellness industries in India. She didn't only introduce wellness magazines in the country, but has also been instrumental in promoting wellness as a way of life. Ms. Sethi was amongst the first ones to bring European magazines titles to India. She has a rich experience in luxury events and has also launched the national award-winning coffee table books across India. Her vision is to continue introducing India to the burgeoning world of luxury, travel, lifestyle, and wellness in India.
Sitting in the dust before the dawn, I heard the news. I know now that it's gone. So I into the bright light that brings us gone, saying bye. I saw a sign that led me to his smile. Said he wanted to tell me goodbye. I see in the light of those blue eyes, hear the song saying bye.
Today, I'm highly elated with the fact that all our panelists have experienced the charm of Destination Monaco. So let's see the best of Monaco with their eyes today. We begin with Rahul. So Rahul, we had the privilege of showcasing your collection Malhoussie Monaco at the India Couture Week last year. We relished the way you presented Monaco to your esteemed audiences in India, and now we would love to know Monaco from your eyes. Can you please share your esteemed experiences of the Principality with us today?
Yeah. Actually, when I visited Monaco, I was also, called over there to receive an award as a Global Sustainable Designer of the Year. Yeah, and it was really wonderful because alongside with me, I remember it was, different other designers, so they were receiving a lot of. It was also occasion of Monaco Fashion Week, Monte Carlo Fashion Week, and I was coming fresh after my showcasing at Paris Fashion Week. So a few journalists from Paris, they also traveled over there. There were some of the Italian journalists. There were a few interactive sessions which were organized with people over there. And in all, if I say, like, I was there with my wife Divya, and we drove from Milan to Monaco,
Oh, lovely.
staying in the city, walking, in that area. It almost like, looked like a, little space which is straight from the fairy tale, where there's no misery, there's no problem, there's no issue
Yes.
whatsoever.
I think you
And
were staying at the Columbus Hotel, which is right
yes,
across the Rose Garden, Princess Grace Garden.
yes. And the
Yes.
Rose Garden was also really inspirational for me. And I'm sharing one more thing with you right now. That images are so fresh in my mind. The way I saw roses over there. We are planning something like that in one of the houses in a hills in Uttarakhand, a
I
property which we
see.
have. And that place created a lasting impact. People were really warm. I remember we were supposed to travel to Nice because
Yeah.
that was time when Cannes Film Festival was also happening. But I enjoyed the place so much that we did not take out a car at all.
Yes. I
I,
think
I
walking on the circuit itself is like makes you feel like a celebrity in Monaco.
and there's also like one wonderful quote which somebody has said about, like, if you want to discover any place in the world, walk and walk. So
Yes.
that's what we did over there in Monaco, and I just can't wait to go back over there. Although fashion show, receiving award, and all these kind of things, getting a recognition is another thing. But still, I remember, like, there were a lot of leading journalists over there who I still keep commenting about, what we do on Instagram and all that. So there's a lot of support from them,
Yeah.
even for my haute couture shows. But going there as soon as possible, right after Corona crisis are over, is on my first to-do list.
I mean, we are privileged to showcase the collection Malhoussie Monaco at the India Couture Week last time. I really want to know the whole concept that went behind the sustainability that you had showcased, the whole view of Café de Paris that you had conceptualized, the streets of Monaco, the
Yes,
cobalt streets. I think a lot of
yes.
brainstorming and a lot of insight has gone behind that. Can you throw some light on that?
Yeah. So I must share this with you. Like, Monaco created a very lasting impact on me. It almost felt like home. When we were leaving the place, we were, although I'm sharing with you, my family was waiting here. We did not travel with a daughter, me and my wife. So we were missing a lot, but still, when we were leaving, when driving back from there, we were feeling, sense of leaving home behind.
Yeah.
And that was really, really wonderful about the place. And then Malhoussie, why? Because I was born in Malhoussie, a small village in UP. And for me, this collection was in a way inspirational journey for me personally. What has been from the small village where I was born in UP, and then finally my last, big milestone in career,
Yes.
being at Monaco, showcasing over there or getting an international award over there, So all that was like such a great moment for me. I remember like sharing stage with some of the iconic Italian luxury brands because they were also awarded over there. And
Wow.
so, you know, talking about how a humble beginner Malhoussaye, then reaching to Monaco. And for me, there was also a kind of similarity because I come from a very small village, which was beautiful, sustainable, green, beautiful landscape. And somehow Monaco has all those beauties, the entire Monte Carlo city, although you might say it's a city of most rich people, but still, when you think of sustainability, when you think of efforts what the principality puts together in retaining, sustainability, or maybe environmental things are very very clear about the place.
Yes, the
So
principality aims to be carbon neutral by
yes,
2050.
yes.
So, with this vision, we are very, very cautious about everything that we plan out in the principality.
Yeah, so that was really something which was really inspiring to me. It's almost like I must also say that most of the Indian villages are still carbon neutral, most of the Indian villages, because consumption is so less over there. And when I look at my own childhood, that village where I lived, hardly anybody had any car or bike at the point of time. And so somehow when you talk about that being carbon neutral, because that's how lifestyle is. On other hand, a city where everything is possible, but still their goal is for environment, for sustainability, uh, it's a massive respect. So that's a kind of journey which I try to show through visuals, through my memory of Malhoussaye, how I saw flowers over there, and my recent village in Monaco, what kind of inspired me. So that was the whole collection all about.
Nice. I remember a cyclist moving on the ramp during the show, and I think the whole meaning of that was the Rahul's collection is so breathable, so easy peasy, so royal that you can work throughout the day and party in the night in the same outfit. And of course, it was like you can go around on a cycle also. They are so easy to wear. Is that correct?
And cycle also somehow denotes sustainability, because that's one mode of transportation where it's great for your fitness. At the same time, you do not produce
I
greenhouse gases.
Yes.
So in that way also cycle. And Monaco is a wonderful place if you want to walk or bicycle around also.
So, like you said, after Corona, when the flights and everything would be all fine, what is the first thing that you would love to do in Monaco?
I want to take my daughter over there, and they're like some of the
She missed
beautiful
it,
places. And
yes.
I still remember right in front of Columbus, there's a rose garden which is maintained by Principality, beautifully curated. I think one of the award-winning garden that is, and I remember like seeing a lot of ducks, birds over there. So I'm sure like if I take my daughter over there, she will have time of a lifetime. So
I'm
I
sure
think
she
I
will really enjoy the
really look.
gastronomy as well because Monaco has
Yes,
really special things for kids. So,
yes,
yes,
yes.
do take her there.
And amazing, like everything is so beautiful over the city, the whole country. So
Great, great, great. Thank you so much. We are so glad that you could share this experience with us today.
thank you.
Our second panelist, Sophie. I'm sure you have witnessed Monaco during its best time of the year. I won't say during which event because I'd love you to tell us about it. But I'm sure you had one experience that many of us don't get to. So please,
Actually,
please share your best experience with us.
well, I have to tell you, I'm really fortunate because I've been to Monaco 4 or 5 times. And my first amazing memory was during college. Of course, I'm born and brought up in London and I studied in Paris. But when we were back in London, a bunch of friends and I decided to drive from London to Cannes and to take a villa for the weekend. And that drive itself is incredible because you pass through Dijon and everything. We had the villa in Cannes, but we kept going to Monaco because Monaco is really where it's at. Monaco is the cooler place. Monaco is where you have the best nightlife, the best restaurants. But my trip at that time was pretty short. my next memory, and I've now done this 2 or 3 times, is attending the F1. And
Exactly.
I'm a huge F1 fan. I absolutely love racing. I love being on the circuit. And I have my favorite drivers. And I've been really fortunate in other countries on circuits to be taken for a spin around the circuit by some of the drivers. So it's
Correct.
something I'm very, very passionate about. But Monaco is so special as an F1 destination. First of all, that windy track, all around the city, it is incredible. Really is, like Rahul said, it's like a fairy tale magical city, but it becomes like this crazy sporting weekend, which is insane because you could watch the race from your yacht, or you could watch it from where I did, which was the
I,
pit, which was unreal, right above the pit. I
yeah.
mean, literally right there. I've even been on the grid and everything. It's just such an incredible experience because F1 races in other cities are great, but something about Monaco is just so magical and so beautiful. And even for the drivers, they will all tell you that there's something about this circuit, because you're literally in the middle of the city and you're going round and round. So it doesn't matter which hotel you're staying at. You can hear, even the day of the qualifiers, you can hear those engines revving up, right from your hotel, and the
Yeah,
whole
it's
city
it's a
comes to a
party with the
standstill.
engines revving up
Yeah,
over
it's
there.
unreal. It's unreal. So I remember, I think the first time I saw the F1, then of course they get a lot of pop artists to come and perform. So there was Justin Bieber, which was great fun. And I got placed right with him, which was really, really good fun. So I've seen Monaco in a really, really amazing way, and I've seen it through the summers. A lot of my friends from India as well take their yachts there. So it always coincides with me catching up with my friends, going out to eat at the best places. Some of the restaurants on the sea, oh my God, they're beautiful. The ones right in the middle of the city are also incredible. I mean, the variety of food in itself is unreal. And of course, I mean, Monaco is a place, as you said, for the rich and famous and the celebs. And so it is all about the partying, and the late nights. I'm not hugely into partying. I'm much more of a sundowner person. I love
Yes.
to walk, like Rahul said, I love to
I
walk
think
around the
most of the
city.
drop free parties are sundowners and they are fabulous.
Yeah, they are great, but I actually just love to walk around the city.
Yes.
I love to sit at the cafes, and also, of course, I speak fluent French, so for me, it's always special to be there, and I really enjoy that. But a lot of people always talk about Monaco in the summer, and it is, of course, amazing in the summer. But in one year, I had gone in the summer, and then I went in the winter, and I had never
Yes.
seen Monaco in the winter, and I did not know what to expect.
I
But it
know.
was like it was even more magical, if that's possible, with all the Christmas trees and the lights and that weather, and just sitting in that square by the Hotel de Paris.
Casino
Um,
Square.
yeah, in Casino Square, there's a beautiful cafe where it's the best
Cafe
hot
de
chocolate I've
Paris.
probably, yeah, where it's the best hot chocolate I've probably had of my life. Just sitting there and I'd gone actually to perform. I'd gone for a show, so my
Wow.
entire band was with me, so I could show them around, and we could go and experience things together. We did a little Christmas shopping. We looked at the Christmas trees, the lights. We went out to a couple of nice places to eat, and it was very different to how Monaco is in the summer. In the summer it's raging, and in the winter it's just much more
It's so
mellow.
blissful.
It's very blissful.
It's a vibe to be in
It's
Monaco
very
in winter.
romantic. It's very romantic. I've done
Yes.
like silly things. Like I remember there's the little whole shopping area where there's the Louis Vuitton store. And, we walked in and they had a live band because it was Christmas time. And
Wow.
I just, as a live guitarist, and I just decided to sit and sing. I would never really do that anywhere, but it's just something about the vibe to
Yes.
just sit
It
and jam
gets
with the
you
guitarist.
in the groove.
It puts you in the spirit. So yeah, I mean,
Yes.
Monaco is definitely very special. The minute you arrive at Nice Airport, and then either you drive down, which is a beautiful drive, or you take the chopper.
Yes.
And I've done both. And taking that chopper, and as you come onto the Côte d'Azur and that view, it really is azure. That
Amazing.
water is
Yes.
unbelievable. And then you just land in, and then from there it's like all systems go. It's just
I think
everyone's
when
welcoming.
you land in the principality from a chopper, I don't know whether all of us have taken the chopper while landing in the principality, but it's the green terraces and the blue Mediterranean.
It's unbelievable. It is really, really unbelievable. So yeah, I mean, I guess I grew up on so many stories of Princess Grace, and all of these, and Prince Albert, and Grace Kelly, and it's always been so ethereal and just so like the best word for it is enchanting and magical and all of these kind of things. So when you go there, it is actually very much like that. And just like Rahul, I went and visited the Rose Garden, which was so beautiful. When like through lockdown, I'm sure he's been doing it as well, looking back at those pictures and going, hi, when will I get to go back? You know, it's just that feeling, you know, reminiscing. I got to go to the Vintage Car Museum, you know, and have dinner there
Vintage
as
Car
well.
Museum is beautiful.
Yeah, it's beautiful. So there's so many, you know, what's really beautiful about it is that it mixes the old world charm very beautifully with what's new. You know, it is very much in tradition. And if you look at the way all the buildings are and the construction and everything, it is very regal, it's very traditional, very beautiful. But it has also modernized itself, you know,
Of
in
course,
certain
Monaco
ways.
is
And
very, very high on technology. I mean,
yeah.
whatever comes new first, Monaco is the principal place where it's
Yeah,
used,
and I found even
installed.
silly things like even going to the Zara, for example, in Monaco.
Yeah.
Even if you go there, you'll see that their style and fashion is very different from a Zara in a London or obviously in a Bombay or
Yes.
whatever. You know, it's just very different. I was elated because I found this amazing dog shop right next to the Zara. And of course, I was busy buying all these clips for my dog and I put them all in
Yeah.
a basket until she told me it was some 400 euros and I nearly fell off my chair. But, you know, like I had to buy it because maybe all besi ho jati.
Yeah.
But anyway, like I was, you know, there's some beautiful things that you find that you can't find anywhere else. You know, some beautiful things that we found around Christmas and, you know, some of the lanterns and the candles and things. It's just very, very special. So that contrast for me between summer and winter, I think I'm very fortunate to have seen that because none of my friends would go willingly in the winter for sure. For them, it's all about the yachts and the partying and the champagne and the F1. But for me, actually, I loved being there in the winter. It was really beautiful.
Yes. So if you have to suggest one experience to a first-time traveler, what would it be?
You know, it really depends. If you're somebody who does like racing or is curious about racing, I would say that Monaco is the best place to start because you'll never see anything like that. It's literally the street race. You know, it's on the streets of the city, and the whole city
Yes.
comes alive, and people are looking from their apartments and from their yachts and from the hotels, and you don't actually have to be in the actual grandstand to see it.
Of course, of course.
So that is, you know, you
You
can
are
see from
anywhere in
anywhere.
the principality, you can
You'll see
see
it.
and hear the cars
Exactly,
racing.
exactly. So I mean, if that's what you want to do, then for sure. If it's just a little bit of a, you know, like not a, I don't want to say a small town vibe, but it is slightly that kind of, uh, you know, a part of Europe which is very private, which is very um, it is definitely smaller than many of the other places I've been. So you can literally walk around the entire place, but you'll experience everything. You'll feel like you're royalty. You'll feel like you're a celebrity. You'll just enjoy the beauty because everywhere
Yes.
you turn, it's beautiful. The food is just fantastic. So I would, you know, for a first timer, I would say that if you're going to France, especially the south of France, don't miss it. A lot of people just go to Nice or Cannes and they don't actually go to Monaco, you know, because I'm really not sure how much to expect or, you know, is there lots to do? There's plenty to do. I mean, you could easily spend a few days there and there's lots to do and lots to experience. So yeah, I would always suggest it.
Wow. And when do you plan to go next? As soon as the flights?
I don't know if they're going to allow, if they do, then I really
Yes.
hope I get to go back for
So
that
this
and have
time
to go back this summer.
we have three Grand Prix, by the way, just for
Oh,
your
really?
knowledge.
How come?
Yes, we have the E-Prix, we have the historic Grand Prix with all the legendary cars, and then we have the supercar Grand Prix.
That's
So yes,
amazing.
you
That
should
would be amazing.
definitely plan a trip. I don't know if you can, but let's keep our fingers crossed.
Yeah, if that happens. Otherwise, I honestly wouldn't mind going in the winter again because it really was so, so special. It was
And
literally like being,
since you have been there 4 times now, I would really want to ask, what is that one thing that you think you have really missed doing in Monaco and you need to do now?
actually, I was going to ask you, what is there to do in Monaco that perhaps I have missed? I mean, you
I
know, like
think
I've
from
seen the
your in-
casino, I've seen the restaurants, I've been on a yacht, I've done all of that. So what am I missing?
I think you're missing the wine cellar.
That's right. That's something I've never
Monaco
done.
has the largest wine cellar in the entire Europe.
Really? I did not know that.
So next time when you're in Monaco, you are going at Hotel de Paris and you are trying that out.
I would love to. That sounds
And I've
amazing.
given you one more reason to visit now.
Yeah, you have. Yeah, thankfully I do like my wine, so that will work very well.
Definitely. Our next panelist for the day is Geetika. Geetika, Monaco has witnessed some of the biggest dermatology and cosmetology conferences. You have attended some of them, and we are glad that you could take out time from your busy schedule today. And we would really want to know what is one of that best memory that you have of Monaco that you would like to share with us.
So for me, Ruma, Monaco was a dream destination because I was familiar with Monaco from the movies, the very famous movies where Monaco has been shown larger than life, the billionaires playground, whether it is Casino Royale or the likes of it. So I always dreamt of going to Monaco, maybe with my husband or with my family. But then before that could happen, I got an opportunity to attend this biggest anti-aging event in Monaco. So initially, I wasn't sure because Monaco is much more known for the glamorous events around the yacht shows or the Grand Prix. But when it comes to anti-aging and skin, I wasn't sure if I was gonna see anything new. But I was still wanting to go because Monaco was on my list.
No, but the global conferences that happen in Monaco,
So I'm
they
coming
are
there.
one
So
of
I'm
the
coming
assets of Monaco. So let
exactly.
me tell you what you have witnessed. Many will never witness because they are not doctors.
Absolutely. Because I have attended the conferences almost all over the world, be it US, be it in London, be it in Bangkok, be it in India, which is also hosting a lot of good conferences. But I wasn't expecting much from a European conference because I've been to few in Barcelona, which were not so big. They don't have so much space. For my conference at the Grimaldi Forum, I was taken aback because I had kept only 3 days for Monaco, in which I thought I will finish my conference in one day, and 2 days would be for me to just look at the city and enjoy. But it was humongous. The best of the launches, the latest of the talks that we heard over there, that was never heard before. In fact, it was also made very larger for life for few of the dermatologists who are leading in the industry. They had, as I say, they had the billionaires playground. They had Rolls Royce picking them up and dropping them to make the event not only fancy but also entertaining, but also educational at the same. I remember I used to enter my conference at 10 o'clock in the morning, and I used to be flabbergasted by end of the evening till 6 or 7 o'clock. I used to be the last one to leave the conference because there was so much to learn, so much to see. And at 7 o'clock, I would always think that maybe it's too late to walk around the city now. But then the city never sleeps. I was very lucky to again walk around the city and explore more. So I had a taste of both, and I was very lucky to attend this conference. It's called the AWMC. It's so far the most prestigious anti-aging conference.
Right. I believe you are a vegetarian, Geetika.
Yes.
We would love to know about your gastronomical experience, especially in Monaco.
So for me, whenever I'm, visiting anywhere, I never end up compromising on food because I always feel I would stay hungry. And I was very happy to find very good options. And Europe is not known for a lot of options when it comes to vegetarian food apart from pastas and pizzas. But there was a very lovely restaurant, which is in fact a Michelin-starred restaurant. It was a fusion Indian restaurant. Was it Maya something? I'm sure you would fill
It
me in
was
with
Maya
the name.
Jar. It's Maya Jar. It's the restaurant by the brand Maya Bay, and
Okay.
one of the most and only authentic Indian restaurant in Monaco.
Oh, lovely. So it was right across the street, walking distance from the Grimaldi Forum. So it was very easy for me to squish in and squish out. But when I entered at that place, I could tell from the vibe that it is just not a regular restaurant. It is something more exclusive than that. They had lovely tiffin boxes prepared for Indian food, and it was quite up to the mark. I quite enjoyed it. And in fact, every night I would make sure that I make reservations at best of the places which had vegetarian friendly food, which were mostly around the Grimaldi Forum, or I would just walk down to the beach and sit by one of the restaurants there and enjoy the view or a pizza. So it was amazing. For not once I had to search for my food or go hungry and think, oh no, I have no options. I wish I carried my food from home. So it was a lovely gastronomical experience.
Wow, that's beautiful. I'm glad you could find the best food that would suit your taste buds.
Absolutely. Google helps us a lot. And in fact, the people there were very friendly. And I remember while walking around the city, I found so many Indians there and they were all so friendly. I have a friend in Monaco who was very kind enough to take me around. And I think Monaco is the second smallest country,
Yes,
right?
after
the
Vatican City, it's the second smallest country.
Yeah, so I figured that out because just within an hour or so, I would have seen every street and every shop, and we would after the third day, I was seeing familiar faces because it's such a small city and very handful of Indians, and they're all so friendly with each other. Even the shops that I entered, I would say superb salesmanship. They would take down my number, and even now they send me the new season collection to keep me update, and they would ask me, aren't you visiting this year for the conference? So I'm like, yes, let the COVID be over, and every year you're going to see me for the conference in Monaco.
And I think next time when you travel, you should definitely take your family along, because
Absolutely.
Monaco is a place for everybody. I'm sure they will have their bit of fun as well. Thank you
Absolutely,
so
absolutely.
much.
And there's a cute little garden right next to the Grimaldi
Yes.
Forum, which was like a very good breather. It had nice oriental feel to it. So I remember like between the conference when we would want to just, breathe in some fresh air, I would just walk down to the garden and sit over there for a coffee. So it has, beauty encapsulated in one small place altogether.
So now when the conferences would again begin to happen in real time format, what is that one thing that you would really want to go to Monaco for?
I think I won't wait for the conference to happen. I would rather plan my trip the moment flight's taking off.
Yes.
I would not wait this time to marry my work and pleasure together. I would just go there to have some clean air, enjoy the beach, enjoy the sun. I'm in Delhi, so it's really cold here. So can't wait to get out and enjoy.
After this, we would be moving on to Parinita, and she would be telling us about her spa experiences. So whenever you go to Monaco, I think you should definitely take notes on that. And you
I'm
really
taking
need to
notes. I'm taking
experience that.
Parinita with me, or I'm going with her. I'm tagging along with her because she is the best one to explore wellness.
I think, Ruma, you need to take all of us there.
Sure thing. Sure thing.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much, Geetika.
Thank you.
Moving on to Parinita, I think you have spent a really good lifetime memory in Monaco.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And if you could please throw light on that, we would love to know what was your experience with an HNI in Monaco.
I've actually had most awesome experience in Monaco. In fact, we had gone there for a shoot, and I can say with a lot of pride that the first Indian magazine shoot in Monaco was with our magazine Millionaire Asia.
Wow.
And that's the first ever magazine shoot that happened in Monaco.
Yes.
So I can easily say this was one of our best shoots. And trust me, we shot in some of the we thought of, we talked about, we actually rejected some of the big Bollywood names also, but zeroed in on Karan Johar. Reason being that he actually exemplifies what Monaco is all about. So basically, we all say it's the playground of the rich and famous, and we all know his fetish and of all the good things in life, and how he's a person who really known for his lavish lifestyle. So we zeroed in on him, and we went to Monaco with Karan. And Karan, and of course, he had with him two lovely ladies, the ladies who are very famous these days, Mahib Kapoor and Seema Khan. They were also there with us, and they are making all the right noises these days for their show, Fabulous Lives of Bollywood Vibes. So all of us went to Monaco for the shoot, and I have to say the experience actually started right from the Nice airport. And we obviously took the helicopter, and that 7 minute ride was like so amazing. Like Sophie was just talking about the beauty of that ride, where you see the beautiful sea, you see greenery. It is just, I mean, it makes you feel rejuvenated there and then. I would say my wellness experience started from that helicopter ride itself. And then our crew was actually divided into two of the hotels, two of the best hotels over there, Fairmont and the Metro. And we shot, in fact, this is one of the fastest shoots we've ever done, because Monaco is so small That 5 looks we completed in less than 3 hours. In the normal time, it would take us at least the whole day to finish 5 shoots. Rahul would know that, where you have to change and you have to, get the location in place and stuff. 3 hours and we were done. So we shot at some of the most iconic places. We shot at obviously the Port Hercule, where we had to have yachts and the super yachts in the background. So that was one of our shots. Then we shot at the suite at the presidential suite
Metropole.
the Metropole, where it actually overlooks the casino, the Metropole Casino. Again, absolutely stunning, location to shoot. And Karan had carried it. If you see, if I show you some of the pictures of the amount of clothes Karan had carried, we will all fall off. I have some pictures. There are like some 20 suitcases he had carried. 5 shots, 20 suitcases of clothes he had carried with him. And in fact, very interestingly, when we approached Karan, at that point of time, when I approached Karan for the shoot, I didn't know him personally. So we just kind of called him up and we sent him a mail saying, we want to shoot in Monaco. And I was not sure I'd even hear back from him. You won't believe it. Within a day, he had mailed me back saying, yes, we'd like to do this and get in touch with my manager. I think it was Monaco that did the trick. I like to believe it was also Millionaire Asia.
We're glad.
I like to believe it was also Millionaire Asia, maybe a combination. But I think Monaco did the trick. He had never been to Monaco before, and he was so excited about shooting in Monaco. So we were there for 2 days. Obviously, one of the other places we shot at was the shopping area. You can't go to Monaco and not shoot at where all the brands
I
are.
think you guys shot at all the legendary places.
Shot at all the legendary places.
Right.
But yes, I think we missed a few, which we'll do next time. Fingers crossed, hopefully. But we had the most amazing shoot when we were in Monaco. Then food, we had one of our meals was at Café de Paris. Then we went to Nobu. We went to Mayaja. So we had some beautiful cuisine experiences also.
Right.
Then of course, when you come to the spa, I visited the Metropole Spa, the Givenchy Spa. Amazing. I mean, it's so exclusive. There are only 3 Givenchy spas in the world. And we were fortunate enough to actually visit one of the best ones. And I have to say that I'm now waiting to go back because there's this Thermes Marine, which I've heard such good things about it. And I really want to go back and visit.
It's again one of the best in the entire Europe.
Seriously.
Yes.
I have a suggestion. Take us all to Monaco and let's do something kick-ass over there.
I completely agree. I think we should all go and we should all have our checklists in place.
Seriously. Honestly, I feel that I actually was there for 3 days. After the 2 days, 2 days of shoot, of course, went in, how madness shoots are. But the third day was just chilling, walking around, shopping. Like Sophie just said, Zara over there was also different from any other Zara in the world. I mean, of course, a little more pricey, but that's fine. I mean, the collection was fantastic. And I think I have lots more to do in Monaco, and I'm waiting to go there again. Maybe.
What is that? Lots more, if I may ask.
There's the Thermes Marine that I have to try. There is that absolute chill cycling around Monaco that I want to do. I mean, of course, when you're at a shoot, you're not totally relaxed because there are so many things you have to look into. And especially when you're shooting with a star like Karan Johar, you are, you have cut to cut. You have to make things, you know how it was. We had to make sure everything was perfectly managed and coordinated and stuff like that. So I'd like to go, even if I'm shooting, I'd like to go 3 days in advance, check out all the locations without the stress of the celebrity with me, and cycle around Monaco, look for those little nooks and crannies where I can shoot, not the typical. I'd rather, of course, you have to do some of the typical shots, but I'd like to shoot in some of the unknown places of Monaco as well.
Yes,
Showcase something else that we've already showcased. So
just the way Rahul found out something more out of the grandness.
Yeah.
And he added that tinge to his collection.
Rahul with us as our stylist or our consultant, whatever you want to come as, Rahul.
Absolutely, I'll be the beauty expert there.
And I'll also show you around. Like that's what's saying. When you walk, you discover so much.
Exactly.
You talk to people, stop over. because for me, to discover any place, walking was almost like a most natural pace
Right.
which one can have, and that's what this city offers. And especially like when you enter, where actually street looks very tiny. When I was driving, I was thinking, will my car, will I see able to go inside? And sometimes you are confused, and because in India you have right hand drive, and over the left hand drive,
Yeah.
and even from Port Genova, if you're driving to Monaco, the entire stretch is the most beautiful stretch.
Yes.
Like you can start feeling what you're going to expect, and when you enter from that side. So that is something which is also really, really amazing, I would say. If you think about the place, the experiences, sometimes, going into some of the least known shops,
Exactly.
some of the almost like local shops, what do you call?
Yeah.
Yes.
And then maybe enjoying a smoothie over there.
Yeah,
You
just
know,
having a mere McDonald's burger in sitting in
yeah,
the
yeah.
foyer of
Sometimes,
Fontaine.
I think it was, some super heavyweight Italian brand which was there. So the owners of the brand were there. So it was a very, very big thing. But then after that, to relax away from this, we just go out like a completely unknown guy, almost like a literally a local tourist kind of thing, where you go to a shop which has like, maybe a plum cake or something which you sip with a cappuccino. So all these kind of things, sometimes maybe packing your food, sitting in a lawn or sitting in a garden, which is a cute little garden, enjoying, looking at people, how things are happening. So I think best ways to
Seeing
discover
the
a city
cars
is,
going here and there.
yeah,
There are so
just
many supercars,
just live in those
unimaginable.
cities. Yeah,
Yes,
it's almost like you kind of live in a city as you are part of the city,
I
rather than being a tourist and who is only visiting, like, places which are mentioned on,
I agree.
I
yeah.
have noted that, Rahul.
Yeah, seriously, what I would also like to do is to actually go and experience Monaco. I mean, not just go from one cut place to the other and
Yeah, because
typical
m-
places.
most of the thing,
That
yeah,
is what I'd like to do.
yeah, most of things, like obviously these are the tourist attractions, but I'm very different in that way.
Just like
I, I
I'm getting a
you know
sparkling.
a lot of museums, for example, I have not gone because
Yes.
I know about the museums. Even Paris also, I like to just walk, go to the one cafe which nobody talks about.
There is this very beautiful underwater museum, a museum that showcases the underwater life.
Yeah.
That is the Oceanographic Museum.
Wow.
Mhm.
Did
Amazing.
you happen to be there?
No, I
No.
didn't go, so I think that should be in
So
my
I
next
think next
bucket
time
list.
when you are taking your daughter along,
Yeah,
we
That'll
really
be
need
amazing.
to get you guys there
I agree.
because
I agree.
it's another world. It's another world.
Yeah,
True.
Very
I agree with
beautiful.
you.
So, and I have to, when I was there, of course, we went to all the designer shops, but Rajiv took us. Rajiv is heading the Monaco tourism. You probably know him. He took us by bus to a place because I said I want to shop and I can't only buy designer goods. I want to buy something local. So he took us in a bus. I don't know, Ruma, you will tell me what that
Yes,
place.
he must have taken you to the Fontville market area.
is. And I got
That's the local market.
yeah, the local market he took me to, and it was such amazing shopping. I can't tell you. I ended up buying 6 pairs of shoes, sweaters, everything. And when I came back and I told my husband, I've shopped in Monaco. He thought that probably gaya yaar, ab to credit card bill to gaya mera. She's shopped in Monaco and she's bought 6 pairs of boots and this, but it wasn't expensive. It was all local stuff, and we got such great deals. So
Wow.
I shopped in Monaco. I mean, the designer stuff was just one little thing, and the rest was all.
I think there is something for
Amazing.
every for inspiration that is there. For
Right.
doctors, you are getting the world class. You're getting to see the world class technology in the best of the
Yeah.
environments of Grimaldi
Yeah.
Forum. I think
Absolutely.
whoever goes there, they have something
Yeah.
to carry back.
Absolutely.
Great, great. Rahul, I just wanted to ask you one more thing. Weddings are a big affair in India, and Monaco is considered to be one of the most royal destinations. So, I wanted to know what is your take on royal fashion and how do you think it relates to Monaco?
I tell you, obviously, pre-corona times, like this was the biggest trend in India, which was emerging, was like, wedding destinations. And in that way, like Monaco somehow ticks all the, points really correctly. One is gastronomically also, you can easily get vegetarian food everywhere. And apart from that, it gives great things for every age group. And most important thing about the weddings is one needs to have most amazing pictures about the place. What can be a better place?
The
Yeah,
backdrops.
which creates a backdrop which is not far away from each other. You have still like, probably entire family, everybody can kind of walk together to a new location and get pictures done over there. So in that way, this also offers you great life, great relaxing vibe, and at the same time very very welcoming. A lot of very good places have not really great hosts. So in that way, Monaco somehow, because we all know the tourism is their prime economy driver. So in general, people are very welcoming, very very warm. And a lot of times for a wedding, you might have first time traveler to that location in your family. So in that way also, people, generally whosoever attend the wedding, they have a great experience. Even if they want to venture on their own in the city, you can't get lost in Monaco. And
Yeah.
you don't have to necessarily, take a mode of transportation also. So Monaco offers you almost like, I would say, nowadays there's a way of, making sets, big sets for the weddings. Now Monaco gives you ready-made set, which
I
is
agree.
huge, which allows you to get clicked in most amazing ways. And at the same time, everybody you meet over there is going to make you feel good about yourself, which is a great thing. What more to ask from a place like this?
And like how Geetika totally told us that language was no barrier at all at the destination. I think
Absolutely. So
it
language, and there were a lot of Indians, and it was very safe because I was traveling to this particular destination all by myself alone. So I ventured out into the city, playing tourist. So I found my friend there. That was another thing. But then again, you were very, at home because it's such a small place. So you feel very comfortable. The streets are very sweet and narrow, and it was very secure. I read it, in
yes,
fact, somewhere, that the security there is like one police person per 100 people. So
yes.
I love reading these facts, and that was very, comforting for me to travel all by
Our
myself.
cops are trained to handle the tourism at the destination. So there is
Yeah.
really, really no crime, and you can even get out at any point of time you feel like from your hotel or wherever you're staying.
Yeah,
Yes.
because
So
I used
safety
to
is
get
of
out of
prime
my
importance for us.
yeah, because I used to get out of my forum at around 7 in the evening, and at that point of time, I had to take a call whether I go back in the hotel or do I, venture out into the city.
Get out.
But I
Yeah.
would be out in the city till like wee hours. I would have my dinner, drinks, meet my friends. It was really nice.
I want to share one incident with you guys. When we were in Monaco, the day we arrived, Karan had put up a post in Monaco, some post which some of his fans, few Indian people who live in Monaco saw that post and they realized, oh, Karan Johar is in Monaco. Now they decided we have to find him. Now in a place like Paris or any other city, if you decide you want to find somebody, it's like trying to find a pin in a haystack. But you won't believe it. These people, this mother-daughter people, they went all around Monaco कि करण जौहर को ढूंढना, and they actually found him. They actually found him. And, oh, here you are. We've been looking for you all day. And then they went and got a picture with him. So it's so compact, so tiny that even somebody looking for a star in the city were able to find him.
But wonderful meeting all of you, and I'm so happy. Thank you for
And
like
we hope
inviting me
all of
for
us
something like that.
are taking us all to Monaco soon.
Yes, Ruma, we should totally do
We
that.
wish you will visit
Can't
us
wait.
soon.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Thank you
Yeah,
so much,
bye.
Rahul.
Thank
Thank you so
you.
much.
Thank you, everyone.